Have the best record in baseball, but last night the Nationals looked the part. A balanced attack leading to 10 runs, and JAYSON Marquis' team-leading 6th win. Today, John Lannan looks to exorcise his Philly demons and lead the Nats to a series win. Welcome to the month of June in Natstown. The Phillies and the Nats. It's the rubber game of the 3-game series. Fans of every age looking for a cold one on a sizzling Wednesday afternoon before a long road trip. Bob Carpenter, FP Santangelo. The Nats in the month of May went 11-17. Not as good as April, but if Danny Espinosa has anything to do with this, there will be no June swoon.
When you think of second baseman, you don't think of somebody that can carry your ball club, but so far Danny Espinosa lately has. 8 home runs, 18 RBI in the month of May. He's the only Major League rookie to lead his team in RBI with 33, and he's the only Major League Baseball player to hit home runs off Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee. So he's been fantastic, and the one note that sticks out to me, he's the only rookie in the history of Major League Baseball to have 10 home runs before June 1st. That's saying something.
That is really impressive. Danny Espinosa, a power pack at his size, and look at that. The 10 home runs lead rookies, sort of the RBIs, the extra base hits, and he's been in just about every ball game, and he's got great ranks for some second basemen when you're dealing with some guys like Ricky Weeks and other good guys like Ugla around the league. So the Nats have started to hit against Roy Halladay. They had 10 hits and scored 4 runs, and then against Cliff Lee, they had 7 hits and scored 6 runs. So with those two in the rearview mirror, how does it go against Roy Oswalt today? Oswalt 5-3 in 15 career starts against the Nats. Brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by Sonic. It's America's drive-in. It's new, it's better. It's the new Sonic Good. A lot of folks still coming down Half Street. Nice crowd will be on hand for a Wednesday matinee of Phillies Nationals baseball with the series at stake here, each team having won a ball game. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Pretty muggy, 63. Temperature 91 degrees under cloudy skies with a chance of some approaching weather. As we get ready for this one, Jimmy Rollins has the day off, at least for now. Placido Polanco leads off. 451 career here. And he's 6-12 with a couple of RBIs career against John Lannan. One more note on Polanco. He's one of the top 10 guys in the league against left-handed pitchers, hitting .367 against southpaws. With that in mind, John Lannan, career start number 107, career start number 14 against the Phillies, still searching for that first W.
Yeah, coming off probably his best outing of the season Friday against the Pods. 7 2/3, no runs, 2 singles, struck out 5. Left with a 1-0 lead, got the tough luck, no decision, and that's 2-1 victory. Fastball, slider, curveball change from Lannan. The defense behind John Lannan. Check him out. 30 errors in 54 games, 17 less than last season at this time. And the shortstop, you remember when everybody was talking about the 10 errors he made right out of the gate? He's had just 1 error in his last 29 games dating back to April 28th.
Ian Desmond and Danny Espinosa, great range, great speed, very solid up the middle right now. And for Placido Polanco, he will step in 4 for 8 with a walk in this series. Batting .321. 7th highest batting average in the National League. First pitch from John Lannan, and Polanco takes it right in there. Home plate umpire, 23-year veteran, the crew chief, Jerry Lane. Bob Davidson first, Hunter Wendelstedt second, Brian Knight third base. Polanco serves one to right field, and he's done it again. Unbelievable. He is 5 out of 9 in this series, and with that walk, on base 6 out of 10 plate appearances. That brings in John Mayberry Jr.
Yeah, we give Polanco enough love the last 2 games. I'm not talking about it today. He can get all his hits and do whatever he wants with this simple approach, throwing a base hit out there to right.
Yeah, it's almost like he catches the ball with the bat and then just throws it wherever he wants it to go. Mayberry 3 for 8 with a home run last night up in the number 2 spot with Rollins not starting, and Lannan misses outside. Big, strong 27-year-old right-handed hitting outfielder. He will pop it up, and that's a big swing. Out of play right side, 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies come in 7th in the league in batting average, 8th in runs, 7th in home runs. Coming into this series, they had given up the 2nd fewest home runs in the National League to the Giants. But the Nationals have pounded them a bit. 5 home runs here in 2 games in this series. Espinosa and Morse in the middle of it. Lance Nix has one. Looks like John Lannan goes with the changeup and misses. 2-1.
That ball John Mayberry hit last night in the 5th inning into the bullpen was absolutely pounded. One of the only mistakes that Jason Marquis made all night. Gave up a home run to Brown, a home run to Mayberry. That was it. He was great.
Lannan slips one by mid-80s to even the count 2-2. Yeah, Jason Marquis kept about everything else down last night except for those home run balls.
And that's what John Lannan has to do today. You see the pitch right there, down in the zone. The ball is hot. Keep it down. Keep it out of the air.
Great feeling for a pitcher to be able to relax after winning game number 6 in 8 decisions last night. 2-2 to Mayberry. He gets jammed. Espinosa to Lannan, or rather to Desmond, and Lannan will get the 4-6-3 double play ball. Slow roller, and you got to have some quick hands on both ends on that play, FP. I'm sure you know this play very well.
Yeah, Desmond and Espinosa talking it over after play. Danny Espinosa had thoughts about taking this himself. He was thinking about it right there. A little bobble. A nice feed to Desmond. He gets rid of it very quickly. Look at how quick he gets rid of this ball, avoiding the contact with Polanco. Nice 4-6-3 double play.
Bases wiped clean with 2 outs now. Chase Utley coming in. Utley's played every game in this series, and now today when he steps on the field, this will be his 9th of the year. 6 for 27. He's 1 for 6 with 3 walks in this series. Not a guy you want to walk in front of Ryan Howard, but pitchers respect this guy a lot, so they're going to nibble and try to get corners. He hits it hard, and his former teammate right there, Jason Worth, to grab it. After the base hit, the double play helps get John Lennon a quick top of the first. Gorgeous, hot, muggy baseball day in Washington. Starting lineup for the Nats packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Lance Nix, 340 over his last 15 games. A very fine month of May. By the way, he's 9 for 17 career against Roy Oswalt, so why not have him batting cleanup today? Nats have a good share of left-handed bats in the lineup, but some good right-handers as well. Roy Oswalt, 9th start of the year. He's 3-2 with a 2.60 ERA. So he's had 3 wins, 2 losses, and 3 no decisions so far.
Yeah, got a no decision last time out against the Mets. 6 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and no walks.
He's made 3 starts during the daylight hours this year and has a 1.89 ERA.
And fastball, slider, curveball change.
33-year-old right-hander, not a big guy, 6 foot 192. But he really explodes off that pitching rubber as well as anybody in baseball. And Bernardina got jammed and gets a jam shot for a base hit. Right over Utley, and each team has put their leadoff man on.
The defense behind Oswalt for the Phillies today. Wilson Valdez playing shortstop. Jimmy Rollins getting a day off. Their 23 errors leads all of Major League Baseball. The fewest amount. They catch the baseball on defense, folks. And so do the Nats. You got to like what's happened with their defense lately. Got off to a rough start. You remember Jim Riggleman talking about, he didn't want to see any errors. They've really tightened it up on defense.
Yes, they have. Wilson Valdez, he's a veteran guy, 33. He turned on May 20th. Been around for a while. Played in Korea and Japan. Bernardina took a big lead and then took his secondary lead about 1/4 of a way to second base. Some confusion on that first pitch, which has been called a strike to Ian Desmond. Desmond might employ the bunt today if he can get away with it, though Polanco is shallow. He's 0 for 11 career against Roy Oswalt. There it is. That'll at least be a sacrifice. And if the defense makes any mistake, he's got a base hit. Well done by Ian Desmond. Bernardina at second base, 1 out. Toughest schedule today. A lot of Phillies, a lot of Braves. They've played the Giants. They've played the Cardinals. 10-plus hits, 3 consecutive games. The second time this year the Nats have done that. And the Phillies usually take care of business when they play teams under 500. 20 out of 26. RBI chance now for Jason Worth, who had a couple last night. That's a fastball inside half. On a pitch away now. Oswalt gets ahead 0-2. Worth against Roy Oswalt, 18 at bats, 1 RBI on 5 hits. Nationals have climbed up to tie the Pittsburgh Pirates in team batting average at 233. They're up to 11th in runs with that explosion last night. Worth stays alive. And the Nationals, who keep hitting the home run ball, the next one they hit will be their 50th. And right now, their 49 homers has them 6th in the National League. So Jim Riggleman glad the bats are making big-time noise here. Worth with a base hit. Bernardina's really fast, and Bo Porter's going to send him. He is safe. Great call by the aggressive third base coach, knowing Raul Ibanez doesn't have a great arm, and the Nationals are on top.
A nice piece of hitting by Jayson Werth, going out and getting the off-speed pitch and staying through it. Great job by Bo Porter. He got speed, take advantage of it. And give half an RBI to Ian Desmond, who got Roger Bernardina in scoring position. Great job of manufacturing a run, nothing like being on top.
And Bernardina able to go in feet first and take Carlos Ruiz's spikes right out from under him. Picture perfect baseball so far in this inning for the Nats. Now it's Lance Nix. Worth has been known to get frisky after a base hit. And by the way, he's batting over .333 now in his last 17 games.
And 29 hits in the month of May for Jayson Werth. He's starting off June right where he left off.
Nationals 12-14 in April, 11-17 in May. And Nix will hit one left side as Roy Oswalt had him reaching. Ibanez for the second out. Well, the Nats are a whole lot more dangerous now with 2 outs than they've been all year. Number 38, one of the big reasons.
He's been absolutely locked in. Hit .403 in the month of May. 25 for 62, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs. Whether it was a broken bat or a ball in the bullpen, Michael Morse has been doing it all for the Nationals. And partner, we got the ballot for NL Player of the Month for the month of May.
He wasn't on it, was he?
He was not on it, and I wrote him in.
Good for you.
It's the second highest batting average in all of baseball for the month. Tampa Bay's Matt Joyce hit .414, and that guy right there was second with .403, not even on the ballot. So I wrote him in.
Didn't send a cover letter with that?
I think I had a nice little message written underneath it. Got my point across.
Anybody home?
A lot of guys played baseball in the month of May. And the guy in the box right now had the second highest batting average, and he wasn't on the ballot. Come on, where we hung up.
Michael Morse 4 for 8 with a homer, 3 RBIs in this series. Oswalt's now thrown over 3 times. We talked about Jayson Werth's outstanding base running. 6 out of 8 stealing this year, but he goes first to third as well as any big man in the game. Now the catcher's obsessed with him. He's got the Phillies throwing the ball around. Nothing wrong with that. Oh-2 to Morse, and Michael will hit it off the end of the bat out to right field. Roger Bernardina will slide home and put the Nats on top. And by the way, Jayson Werth is on a pace for 30 RBIs this month. Diamond Club on a hot day. Go on in for a cool one. Little bit of shade here and there, and then step on out and enjoy some baseball. They got some really nice flooring in there, by the way. You can call Luna for up to 70% off all yours. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. Morse code. ... March, April, 211. May, he hit 403. He's got the 9-game hitting streak. And he's played flawlessly in the outfield and now at first base with Adam LaRoche on the DL. Ryan Howard leads off for the Phillies. Howard a home run 2 nights ago, a couple of RBIs. He's 2 for 8 in the series. He and John Lannan have had an interesting history. Lannan's retired him. This may surprise some of our viewers. 25 out of 50 or out of 30 times. But of those 5 hits, 2 are homers with 5 RBIs. And of course, John, in his first major league start back in 07, hit Utley and Howard back to back, and Hunter Wendelstedt, who's at second base today umpiring, threw him out. He's out there next to Ian Desmond on a big time shift. The Nationals employ here, even with a left-handed pitcher. Want to pitch up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. They will gladly concede the single to try to do something about an extra base hit. Pulled. If he hits it in the air, they're pretty much straight away. Ben Francisco batting 5th today for the Phils.
Danny Espinosa is so deep, he might actually have to use a cutoff man. Look where he's at. We know he's got a cannon, but look how deep he is. I mean, you play so deep. Yeah, you're taking a lot away, but he's going to have to charge a ground ball in order to get it to first base on time.
Yeah, that's probably at least a shortstop's throw from where he is, maybe longer. 1 and 2. Howard in the air, right center. Bernardina can't get there. He'll cut it off. Ryan Howard going for 2. Good throw, and Cora slams down the tag. Ryan Howard's in there.
He slammed his face into Ryan Howard's helmet. A heads-up play by Alex Cora to cover right there. The shift on. He comes all the way over from shortstop, and watch this little collision with Ryan Howard's helmet. Probably got him in the neck, but that didn't feel good. Ryan Howard hustling right out of the box, thinking double all the way. A little topspin kept that ball in the yard. Remember, he got hit in the knee the first game of this series, moving pretty good. Alex Cora wearing it right there at second base.
Ryan Howard's 14th double of the year, his 27th extra base hit. He's in the top 3 in the league in that department. And here's Francisco. And Francisco, 268 for the Phillies last year. 227 this year. Used sparingly right now. And their young rising star Dominic Brown, who hits left-handed, and who, by the way, is on a 6-game hitting streak, gets the majority of the at-bats because they platoon him. And now Lannan on 2-0 misses. Danger count here. And a dangerous hitter who owns John Lannan on deck. Four-pitch walk, 2 on, nobody out. Raul Ibanez is 11 for 20 against John Lannan with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
Let's check out that collision again at second base. Look at Alex Cora catching the majority of the blow from Ryan Howard's helmet. Trying to be aggressive with the tag.
Wow.
All of a sudden he got it right in the throat.
Lannan throws a strike to Ibanez. Ramos was set up outside corner. That ball was right over the heart of the plate. Raul Ibanez stands well off the plate. but it's hard to get him something outside that he cannot reach. He's really good at getting around the ball and pulling it. John Lannan got a big ground ball in the first inning with nobody out. And a tapper here makes it 1-2.
That's some serious ownage. 11 for 20, 550, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Behind the count right now, 1-2.
On 1-2. Target away. Pretty good pitch, a little bit low. John Lannan, outstanding here. On the road, not good at all, including a start at Citizens Bank Park this year, when he gave up 6 runs in 2 innings on 7 hits. That's high and tight, ball 3. John cannot walk people. His strikeout to walk ratio coming into this game, not good at all. 37 strikeouts, 25 walks. He's walked 1 today, and that's in 61 innings. And a big time clutch hitter on deck in Ruiz. Breaking ball gets him looking. Ibanez expecting something hard, and he got the breaking pitch. First strikeout for John Lannan.
Yeah, good pitch right here. Great call by Wilson Ramos. Going with a 3-2 hammer. Just buckles Ibanez. He's thinking fastball all the way. Sees the ball at him. Thinks it's a fastball up and in. Takes it called third. Nice pitch.
Carlos Ruiz has had a fine series. 4 hits and 9 at-bats. 5 of 18 career against Lannan. All the National League action later. One-day game, Houston at Chicago. There's one other game going on in the big leagues right now. Rangers at Tampa Bay. They're top of the second scoreless. And that's about it for the afternoon. White Sox at Boston in a little while. And here in Washington, the Phillies and Nats in the rubber game of a 3-game set. Lannan falls behind 2-0 again.
Now, why was Jason Marquis so good last night? Strike 1. In 7 of the first 8 guys he faced, he threw strike 1. He was in the strike zone all night long, kept the ball down all night long. When you're facing a team as good as the Phillies, you can't keep consistently falling behind.
I don't see the same brisk work rate we saw from John Lannan last time out on the heels of Marquis' very good effort last night. John a lot more deliberate today. Got a good breaking ball going. He's got a good touch on it, throwing it for strikes.
I think tempo goes hand in hand with confidence on a given day. If you're a pitcher and you feel like you got your good stuff, your good control, your good command, get it and throw it. On the other hand, if you don't, take your time and figure it out.
Bouncing ball, and Cora waited for that extra hop. Nix will throw home. Alex did not charge that ball. Not a sure double play ball, but at least the potential. And now the Phillies have tied the game.
And that's a play that Alex Cora makes, more times than not. He got caught in between right there. And as a third baseman, you either go get or you go back. He got caught in no man's land right there. Got the in-between hop. Couldn't field it. Love to go down there right now and know if he's still shaken up from that blow from the helmet of Ryan Howard.
Now it's 2 on 1 out again with Wilson Valdez, the shortstop. E5, no RBI. Juan Samuel, though, sending the big man Ryan Howard home on that play. And the thing that hurts about that, not only the error, but you had Ruiz running, so there was a possible twin killing there. Not by any means a simple play. And Alex Cora with his second error of the year. Target in on 2-2. Pretty well hit to center, but Bernardina's there. Francisco back to tag. He's not going anywhere. 2 outs. And it'll be a good hitting pitcher, Roy Oswalt, coming up. Give your father the best Father's Day present you can, a free trip to Nationals Park with the entire family and a chance to throw out the first pitch. Very simple. Write 100 words or less describing why your father should be recognized and celebrated at Nationals Park and send it to promotions@nationals.com by June 13th to nominate your dad. Roy Oswalt, 2 hits, an RBI this year. He has 98 career hits, 35 RBIs.
Now, he can hit, and he definitely doesn't get cheated. He'll let it fly up there.
These two have never faced each other. And they're ducking at the outfield end of the dugout. Levon with the towel on his head and throwing up his arms. And got a smile out of the hitter. I was wondering who the Sheik was down there. Oswalt locked up as John fooled him on a breaking ball in the dirt. And the count's 1-2. If he's not talking about him, and neither am I. Although we would love to see him lead off the 3rd inning.
A good spot right there from John Lannan. Didn't get the call. Be careful about speeding up Roy Oswalt's bat. He was late on that fastball, fouled it in the Nationals dugout, swung through a curveball in the dirt. Maybe hard in right here. Let's see what they do. Going away.
Lannan goes with the heater. Ball hits near the plate. Espinoza got in by a half step at first base. Well played by Danny. Phillies pick up an unearned run. Espinoza with that live bat coming straight up.
Ball game. Let's go back to last night and check out Danny Espinoza one more time. If you missed it in the open, let's show it again. Why not? He's been absolutely on fire. The only player in the majors this year to homer off of Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee. He didn't do it only once last night. He did it twice. First one, regular home run. Second one, an absolute bomb. One of the farthest home runs I've ever seen in here. And Danny Espinosa has been absolutely locked in. The only major league rookie to lead his team in RBIs with 33. And the only rookie second baseman in the history of the game to have 10 home runs before June 1st. Wow, that's a pretty good stat. I told him that today. He said, really?
Rogers Hornsby didn't do it. Joe Morgan didn't do it.
Nope.
Jeff Kent was an outfielder first. Wow.
When you start talking about the history of the game, I don't care what the stat is.
It appears right now we're waiting for home plate umpire Jerry Lane to come back on the field. He just has. Tough day for those gentlemen out there. And he's wearing all the big gear that home plate umps have to. Roy Oswalt has been ready for a few moments, and now he'll face Danny Espinosa. By the way, Oswalt, first inning, 14 pitches, every one of them a strike. So all of them were either swung and missed on, fouled away, or put into play.
Or taken.
Yep. And there's ball one of the game.
He's losing it.
Danny up to 217, but he'll pull that one. Couple of hops out to Chase Utley. Next up, Wilson Ramos, and then Alex Cora. We've had some good crowds for this Philadelphia series. 34,789 48 hours ago for a day game on Memorial Day. Just over 21,000 here last night. And a crowd that appears to be building in the 22 to 23,000 range. Ramos rams one to right center. That ball heading for the scoreboard. That'll be his third base hit in this series in 5 at-bats. And Wilson Ramos checks in with his 8th double of the year.
Yeah, when he's going right, this is where his power is. Wilson Ramos just getting a nice fastball out over the plate. Good extension right there, letting the ball travel, backing it up. You like facing guys that are strike throwers. You love going up there, seeing a guy around the strike zone, getting something early in the count to hit. The guy's going to show you he's all over the strike zone. Go up and be aggressive with the plan. Nice job.
Yeah, that was Ramos' first career at bat against Roy Oswalt. Alex Cora with his 8th coming up, 0 for 7. Alex wrapping up a really good month of May when he hit 340. Got his batting average up to 253. He's going to bunt, and it will just squirt foul. And Polanco playing back a bit. This day in baseball history, June 1st, 1975. Number 100 for Nolan Ryan, 4th no-hitter. Angels beat the Orioles 1-0. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit Verizon.com/getFios. He would throw 3 more, right? 7 total. Oh, 2 to Cora. I almost got to call a Nolan Ryan no-hitter. I think it was 1989 in Toronto. And a little guy named Nelson Liriano broke it up, I think, with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Ryan was amazing. And a level it off line drive hitter got him.
Those pesky little guys.
Yeah, clean double right field corner at Old Exhibition Stadium.
A curious decision by Alex Cora to bunt right there. He's hitting .313 with runners in scoring position. John LANNAN on deck. Drive him in. He's been clutch all season long. A lot of big hits. You talk about a veteran guy that knows what to do in these situations. No panic guy, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. And I think if you look up and down the lineup, the guys that are hitting well with runners in scoring position aren't afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Oswalt will miss down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nats had a memorable game against him last year on Memorial Day in Houston when Bill Hahn tossed him out of the game. Nationals won that thing 14-4, and Oswalt gave up 4 runs in 2 1/3 innings. He threw a pitch outside that made the count 3-2 on Josh Willingham, and he was talking to himself, and Bill Hahn completely lost it behind home plate, thinking Oswalt was talking to him. Oswalt said, "I'm not talking to you." He threw him right out of the game. Unbelievable.
Maybe he didn't like how he was talking to himself. Don't talk to yourself like that.
I thought you were allowed to talk to yourself anytime you want.
Yeah, as long as you don't answer yourself, you're all right. You still have to be polite if you're talking to yourself.
I mean, we've heard a lot of pitchers say things to themselves out there and not get thrown out of the game for it.
Yeah, I got fined once for throwing my helmet for being mad at myself.
2 on, 1 out as Roy Oswalt went changeup on 3-2 to Alex Cora. And now John Lannan could be bunting, trying to move both of these guys ahead. In fact, you would expect that. Nats wouldn't want him hitting into a double play. John has 1 sacrifice bunt this year, and 14 of them in his 4.5 years in the big leagues.
Well, this is where it has to be a good bunt. You got a guy on the mound that can really field his position, slow runner on second base. You bunt this thing right to Placido Polanco, make him field the ball, let Wilson Ramos run in behind him, or bring it with you to Ryan Howard, but still. This is a tough situation for John Lannan. Very easy to bunt with speed on the bases, very hard to bunt. And you got guys that aren't very good runners.
Lannan takes a stab at it.
Yeah, Hart wasn't in that one. Fastball away from Oswalt.
Yeah, you would think the pitch you're looking for if you're wanting to bunt one right at the third baseman. When you're trying to bunt and you get behind 0-1, now 0-2, it's a battle. And Lannan will bunt it foul and strike out. Roy Oswalt's first strikeout. On to the top of the order with Roger Bernardina, and for the Nationals after today, we're going to go to Arizona in search of cooler weather. Our friends from Delta will get us there. Keep climbing. Delta Airlines. Roger Bernardina is next. Single to right center first time, and Oswalt goes off speed and gets a strike call. Roger 2 for 6 with 2 runs scored now in this series. He came around on the Worth base hit after the Desmond bunt. Hits it well, left field corner, but we know it's going foul because the hitter never left the batter's box. He knew it wasn't going to stay in. Oswalt enjoys another 0-2 count now. With Ramos at second, Cora at first, 2 outs, tie game, bottom of the second. Roger getting some extension there and managing to stay alive. Runners in scoring position, number respectable. 5 RBIs on those 4 hits. Phillies have him straight away in right and left, but a little offset to the left for Mayberry in center field. Target away. 2-2.
I mean, all of a sudden, this becomes a big pitch in the sequence. If Roger Bernardina get the count to 3-2, all of a sudden Wilson Ramos gets a head start at second base.
Not to mention the guy behind him with pretty good speed. They're playing way behind Cora at first with Ryan Howard deep. Bernardino on 2-2, and that off-speed pitch has been one that's been eating him up at times. And Rogers done a good job of staying alive. This has become a good battle now.
Yeah, staying through it and getting fooled on the pitch, keeping your hands back. All of a sudden doing whatever you have to do to foul it off and buy yourself another chance.
Then he gets him on a pitch away. Changeup, 82 miles an hour. Nats will leave their second and third runners of the game. It's 1-1. Third. Can you tell that our camera guy roaming the ballpark really likes to be indoors today? It's so nice down there. Expect some great things at the ballpark with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack on the next homestand every Saturday and Sunday. All inclusive, starting at $14. A ticket, hot dog, chips and a Coke, nationals.com/family. Some restrictions apply. Great time at the ballpark for your tribe. Bring them on out, enjoy some weekend baseball. The Nats will be back in about a week and a half to play St. Louis, Baltimore, and then Seattle. Got the fans going today, the ball caps, the sunglasses, the sunblock.
Gotta be at work in a cubicle or be out in the heat. I'll take the heat at a ball game any day of the week. You kidding me?
Bad day at the ballpark's better than a good day of work, don't they say?
No such thing as a bad day at the ballpark, partner.
Fans with fans. And some umbrella for shade. I've always chuckled when we go to Florida, the rainiest ballpark in baseball, umbrellas not allowed.
Well, they got a big umbrella coming next year with their new park. Don't they have a roof on that thing?
Yeah, it's going to be a big umbrella. Here's Polanco, signaled to right first time up, so Lannan and Ramos try to jam him. He's 5 out of 9 in this series, and now has 69 hits on the year. Off-speed pitch, he tried to pull it. Desmond will throw him out. Great pitch by John Lannan to get the out on a very tough hitter. First time he's retired a Phillies leadoff man. Mayberry and Utley now the next two.
Well, Polanco's problem right there is he didn't wait to get to 2 strikes. Swinging way too early in the count for him.
Yeah, he's hitting 1,000,000 this year on 2-strike counts.
Loves that count, not afraid to hit with 2.
Mayberry, 4.63 double play, erasing Polanco first time up. Nationals turning their 46th double play of the year. That's 11th in the league. Of course, to lead the league in that department, you've got to have a bunch of sinker ball guys. Off to the right, 0-2. John Lannan's career record with Utley waiting. 30-43. John making his 107th career start. Took the ball 25 times last year, 7 times at AA. 31 and 33 the 2 years before that.
And Bob, you were talking about John Lannan's tempo so far today. There's a fine line on hot days, crazy hot days like today, of working too fast to where you blow yourself out there. You don't want to keep your defense standing out there too long. But if you as a pitcher start to get in a groove where you're working too fast, all of a sudden you become fatigued.
And John Lannan will hit John Mayberry. That'll bring in Chase Utley, who, when he's doing his thing, does get hit quite often.
Hey, look at the pitch from Lannan. Just a fastball that he hung on to a little bit long. Got Mayberry on the back leg and pulled it across, hit him on the inner thigh.
You can see where Chase Utley sets up. He's always been right on top of the plate. He was hit by 18 pitches last year, and in the 3 previous years, he led the league 25, 27, and 24. Lannan gets a really nice looking breaking ball to the outside corner. So FP, obviously Utley gets great plate coverage because he's close to the dish, but how do guys like this handle being pitched inside?
Well, he likes the ball close to him. That's why he's so on the plate. And Chase Utley has that short swing where he can just drop his hands on the baseball and create so much power in such a short amount of time. Now, we've seen him go the other way, but he likes the ball near him, so he's going to hang out over the plate. He's telling you, I want to make the outside pitch right down the middle, and I want the middle pitch to be middle in.
The bat's fair, the ball's foul. Morse picking it up with the barrel helicoptering by.
I don't know if he wants the ball that close to him, though. That was off the plate in. Good pitch from John Lannan. Got himself a piece of lumber. We'll check out the pitch from Lannan. And the bat goes flying all the way to first base. Heads up, everybody.
Wow.
Looking for that pine tar stick right now, Chase Utley. The Moda stick. It's a stick full of pine tar. On hot days like this, it'll become real gooey to where sometimes you can put too much pine tar on your bat and it actually becomes more slippery. Gotta go pine tar, rosin, maybe a little dirt on a hot day.
What's the difference between the stick and the pine tar rag?
Pine tar rag's, just a towel with tape around it, a bunch of pine tar in it. And I think the reason why that Moda stick was in the dugout, because if it sits out in the sun, it just can melt. It's just a stick full of hard pine tar.
Yeah. Utley out to right center. Ball is hanging up, and it's Worth who goes over to get it right in front of Roger Bernardino. Worth must have made an early call on that ball because Bernardino was not at full speed, and only they would know. But I think Bernardino usually goes after a ball harder than this. Worth must have called him off.
Must have. Good communication. Jason Worth had a beat on it right from the get-go.
I know what you're talking about with that Moda stick. I went out last night and my car had melted onto the parking lot. Took quite a while to get that thing home.
What are you driving, a candle?
Runner going Mayberry. Good throw, but he stole that on John Lannan. As John Mayberry Jr. basically ignored on the pitch, steals his 5th of the year in 6 attempts.
Yeah, Wilson Ramos had no shot at all. And check out the jump right there. Just going first move. A lot of times you gamble and go and guess right. Right there, Mayberry did.
I think this changes the way you pitch Ryan Howard to a certain extent. First base open early in a ball game. Ben Francisco next. Now last year, situation like this, Jason Worth was the guy standing over in that on-deck circle for the Phillies. This will be interesting to see if the Nats give him much of anything to hit. Espinoza, short right field. Worth pretty deep. Probably 120 feet off the line. Howard doubled out there last time up. Oh, John Lannan runs one down and in on him. Nicely done.
The defense of the Nationals against Ryan Howard. Danny Espinoza playing short right field. We move Jason Worth over into right center, and Roger Bernardine on the left-hand side of second base.
Sort of means if you get the ball up, he'll maybe hit it the other way. If you get it down, he'll drop the bat head and pull it. Target away, not real far away. And now the count's 2-2.
Good block by Wilson Ramos on a tough pitch.
I think now, FP, that the count has gone 2-2. First base open has a bigger influence now on how you pitch, Howard, right?
Well, you just pitch him like it's 0-2. Nice block by Wilson Ramos. I mean, that's what you were doing the whole at-bat anyways. You have first base open. If you're going to pitch to a guy like Ryan Howard, who doubled his first time up, you pitch him like it's 0-2 from the time he steps in the box.
Good call.
Throw your best pitch. If he fishes at it, if he bites, great. If not, got first base open.
They want to jam him here. Get it in there far enough. They didn't. Not going to be able to throw him out. And Espinoza throws home. Ramos catches it. Batter and runner out.
I don't know.
Did we give Danny Espinoza an outfield assist on this play?
I've never seen that in my life. Look at the arm from Danny Espinoza. Great pick by Ramos, and he's out.
And on the heels of a great throw by Espinoza, 1-1 game, bottom of the third, Jim Riggleman joining us live from the dugout. And Jim, so far, your impressions of John Lannan against the Phillies?
Well, John's doing good. You know, he's, for whatever reason, he's hit a lot of Phillies through the years. You know, a lot of hit batsmen, and that's what got him a little trouble right there. But he battled through it, made some great pitches. You know, they're a very good lineup, and he's competing great.
Yeah, Skipper, you guys had a team meeting yesterday before the game. It must have been a whale of a meeting. You guys played great.
Well, you know, we've played good, FP. We've played good all along. We just, I just sense that maybe some guys are getting down about some things and had some issues that let's air out here a little bit. And, you know, forget about the negatives. Let's dwell on the positives. And you know, we've got a third of the season done, and we've got 2/3 to go. Let's, you know, let's focus on that and forget the first third.
Jim, a very important outing for your ball club and Jason Marquis last night. How did he do?
He was outstanding. You know, he came out of that ball game. He said, I could have pitched 4 more innings tonight. I feel great. He's strong. He's throwing the ball great. And, you know, he's getting deep into ball games. Just couldn't be happier with what he's doing.
Hey, Jim, one more question before we let you go. On the shift a moment ago, have you ever seen a runner thrown out at home plate? I know you throw out guys at second base and first base all the time, but that second baseman of yours has a pretty good arm.
He's got an unbelievable arm. I mean, and that was a great play by Ramos, because that wasn't an easy ball to handle there and put the tag on. And it was a great play all the way around, but I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Jim, we always appreciate your time, sir. Stay cool.
Thank you.
Jim Riggleman from the middle step of the Nats dugout. Desmond flied out to Francisco. Worth steps in, and JAYSON takes one. That misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base hit, RBI, his 22nd of the year, first time up.
Yeah, talking about that team meeting yesterday, talked to a few of the Nationals people today, and a lot of times those things can go south, but apparently it was one of those things where they just all got in the same room, aired everything out, and talked about, we got a long way to go this season. Let's stay together. And Bob, we've talked about it a lot on the air. When you're struggling as a team, you go 2 ways. You can start pointing fingers at each other. You can say, you know what? We're in this for 4 more months. Let's do whatever it takes to win and forget about everybody else. It's us 25 guys, coaching staff, trainers, everybody in this clubhouse. Let's all start pulling for each other. And sometimes the meetings are overrated. Yesterday it wasn't.
2-1 to Worth. He was jumping all over that 92. Lance Nix flying to left his first time up. 2, 3, and 4 for the Nats here in the 3rd. Worth gets jammed, still gets it out to right center. And the call made by Francisco. 2 outs. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals from PNC. For the achiever in you with the minor league report. Taylor Jordan is at single A. Look at this arm. 6-1 in 9 starts with a 2.79 ERA. Walks, hits per innings pitched 1.20. Getting the job done. Jordan Taylor. Lance Nix. He sends one to right center deep and gone. Does this guy ever play more than 2 games in a row without a homer? Led off to 6 with a homer against Halladay Monday, and 48 hours later he gives the Nats the lead here with his 9th of the year.
Yeah, came into the game 9 for 17 off Oswalt with 2 home runs, make it 3. Look at the change up away, and goes out there and hooks it. So a pretty good pitch from Oswalt. Nix beat it. Change up down away, goes out and gets it, hooks it in the seats. Nice piece of hitting.
We talked about this the other night. This is a batter who hit 4 home runs in 97 games for Cincinnati last year. And now for the Nats, he has 9 home runs in 45 games. And the Nationals hit their 50th home run of the year. It comes in game number 55. Michael Morse flied to right first time. That was home run number 3 given up by Roy Oswalt this year. Only 3 of them in nearly 48 innings. Boy, this team is hitting for some serious power suddenly.
That's just good hitting weather.
Yeah, in April. That ball might hit the scoreboard. Maybe it's caught at the base of the board.
I remember in April, Rick Ankiel got into a couple of balls to right center field that went nowhere. Cold weather, damp weather. Now all of a sudden, it's hot. Balls are flying. Get the ball in the air.
And now
traveling.
Oswalt, who was headed for a quick inning, gives up the homer, then walks Morse. And the Nats will really extend him out near the 50 pitch mark by the time he finishes his 3rd inning of work. Danny Espinosa coming up at Nationals Park here in our nation's capital. Mass in HD with the Phils and the Nats. Bob, FP, and Debbie with the deciding game of this 3-game series. If the Nats can beat the Phillies today, they'll at least be 3-3 in this ballpark, and then have some business to take care of the next time they go to Philadelphia, which will not be until August. Danny Espinosa gets hit. That looked like a breaking ball that was way inside, not that hard, and Espinosa never moved a muscle.
And Oswalt took a look at him running down to first base.
He's hit by a pitch for the major league leading 10th time. Prince Fielder with 7, the next closest in the National League. And let me amend my statement, because Carlos Quentin of the White Sox just got hit by one, and he's been hit 11 times this year. So he was the leader by one coming into the day, and now Espinoza is right on his heels. Wilson Ramos now, who doubled up the right center field alley first time up.
And a first pitch fastball. Let's see what Oswald does to him this time. And fastball away to his strength. He smoked it in the gap. Runner in scoring position. Be interesting to see how they work Wilson Ramos this time.
He goes fastball, misses low. This is just one of those little things you notice. After the pitch, Michael Morse running back to the bag at second base because he took such a big lead. With 2 outs, that is so important.
You got to work hard both ways. If you're going to extend your lead, you got to work hard back to the bag.
And remember how we talked about Chase Utley the other night, taking a wide lead off of second to improve his angle for rounding the third base bag.
Yeah, stay deep. It's called a 2-out lead.
2-1 pitch now to Ramos. Off speed. He'll just bump it over to the right side for Utley. Why did he do that? And they still get the runner at first. I don't know if Chase Utley thought there was 1 out. Ramos couldn't beat it after Espinoza did beat it. Here's the Lance Nix home run swing and the congrats. Nats on top 2-1.
Doing more on defense. Let's go back to the third inning and check out that play at the end of the inning. Danny Espinoza in the shift, short right field, stands up with an absolute hose to home plate. Great pick by Wilson Ramos. That's an in-between hop with a catcher's mitt. A lot of talk about crashes and collisions at home plate right now. Nice job of hanging tough, Wilson Ramos. Good play, Danny Espinoza. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And the power of Danny Espinoza's arm.
Well, let's check it out at home plate. Very close. We look at Mayberry right here. I think his foot is in the air as you see dirt kick up from his cleat. That's the last thing you see.
Yep.
And Wilson Ramos tagging the back leg and blocking the back leg. So just a great play all the way around. A weird play, something I've never seen before. Second baseman in short right field throwing out a base runner from second base with 2 outs. But
top of the 4th inning, John Lannan against Ben Francisco, ball 1.
And we've seen Wilson Ramos bobble some throws at home plate. So nice job of sticking your nose in there and being tough, picking that ball. And when you know a collision might be inevitable.
Yeah, and blocking the plate the whole time. Francisco walked first time. Top of the fourth inning, 2-1 Nats.
Well, Billy Beane came out yesterday and said he didn't want Kurt Suzuki blocking the plate. He flat out said it publicly. I don't want my catcher blocking the plate. I don't want him hurt. He's a very athletic catcher. So when you talk about what happened with the San Francisco Giants, who the Nationals will be playing very soon with Buster Posey. Nice job of hanging in there, Wilson Ramos.
Well, and then concussions have come into more scrutiny in recent years.
I just think it's part of the game. It's unfortunate what happened to Buster Posey. You know, there's been people talking about rules changes.
Nice pick on the charge by Desmond. Morse stays on the bag for the first out. What are you going to change?
I mean, they're saying if there's a lane, you have to slide, but I've seen catchers drop their shin guards on guys slide into home plate and separate shoulders and break some ankles and break some legs. So it's just one of those things that's so unfortunate what happened to Buster Posey. He's a class act, a class individual, great for baseball. There's been a lot of talk around baseball about it, but I just think the physicality of it, it's part of the game.
And of course, maybe the most dramatic one ever, Pete Rose and Ray Fosse, decades ago in the All-Star game, winning run, game in the balance, and Pete Rose ruined Ray Fosse's career basically and turned him into a broadcaster.
And I enjoyed that part of the game as a base runner. I didn't look for contact, but if you were going to block the plate on me, I loved it. You had all the gear on, I didn't. I had some momentum going, which was my gear. And Buster Posey's such a great kid, has such a bright future, and he'll be okay, hopefully. But it's just part of the game of baseball, and I don't think you can change it.
And a 1-1 pitch. Ibanez struck out looking first time. Remember, John Lannan dropped a 3-2 breaking ball on him that surprised him, and he couldn't get the bat going.
It might have surprised him because when John Lannan throws that breaking ball to lefties, he usually starts at middle of the plate and lets it run away. And he started that right at Ibanez, and it froze him.
Goes with the fastball this time. Lannan can't get it, but look at Desmond on the charge. He's made two nifty one-handed plays in a hurry because he's charging the ball on these last two. Don't forget, Nats will be back home in a week and a half, and you can bring your group down to the ball game. The bigger the group, the bigger the savings. Discounts over single game prices. Nationals.com/groups to find out more. Some restrictions apply. Get the gang together, bring them down for some June baseball. St. Louis, Baltimore, and Seattle on the next homestand after the Nats return from San Diego. Carlos Ruiz reached on the error by Cora first time. Another ground ball to Desmond. Doesn't have to charge that one. And Ian Desmond takes care of 3 ground ball outs for John Lannan. Now that will really cool off your afternoon. You kidding me? Jason Worth drove in a run to put the Nats on top. Roger Bernardina scored on that. Lance Nix, after the Phillies tied it on an error, getting one out of here. 2 outs, 3rd inning.
Hey, look where this pitch is. Away and down. He goes out there and hooks it to right center field. Folks, that's a strong human being. Roy Oswalt can't believe it. Every once in a while you beat a good pitch, and Lance Nix did just that.
That was some reaction by Roy, because Nix had to supply all the power. Plus, the ball seemed to be out near the end of his bat. Oswalt, 52 pitches, 35 strikes through 3. Nats are making him work a lot on this day. And here's Cora with Lannan on deck, bottom 4. Alex will take another strike. This one gets the inside edge. Cora walking his first time up. Battling now on 0-2. Turns on that one and hits it to Ryan Howard, who has played errorless ball this year. Let's have a look at our AT&T trivia fact. Number 1. As a rookie, Oswalt finished the season 14-3 with a 2.73 for the Houston Astros in 01. He made 28 appearances, 20 starts, and he went the distance 3 times with a shutout. As a rookie, he struck out 144 batters and walked only 24, and his career was off and running. He's won 20 twice, including 2 seasons when the Astros were in the playoffs and won in the World Series.
I find myself wondering what trivia fact number 2 is more than I did the answer of the old trivia question.
See, it's teasing you now. You're hooked.
Because you could just go wherever you want with trivia fact number 2.
Yeah.
But it's usually about trivia fact number 1 I'm learning, said the slow analyst.
Phillies got Oswalt with cash for 2 Phillies, one of them J.A. Happ, back in July of last year, 2 days before the deadline.
Are you ruining trivia fact number 2 right now?
No,
that's why we had to change.
No, that's the transaction would be very lame for fact number 2. In fact, they hear us say that they may be retyping as we speak. John Lannan hits one out to center for John Mayberry Jr. 2 outs, and here it comes. Ta-da!
Good.
Fact number 2 for the curious. Great rookie start to his career. And Albert Pujols was the rookie of the year. That's right, back in 01. Albert was unanimous.
Yeah, 14-3 with what, a 2.73 ERA, and you finished second. Hang with him. Wow.
I'm pretty sure he was the rookie pitcher of the year, hadn't he? That Pujols wouldn't have even made the team out of spring training in St. Louis had Bobby Bonilla not pulled his hamstring in the last week. Bernardina out racing the ball, attempting to. Takes the umpire a while to make the call, and finally Bob Davidson makes it.
He called him out originally, didn't see the ball rolling down the right field line.
Exactly.
Had to change the call to safe.
Yeah, ball went rolling down the line behind Bernardina. That's what speed will do, even on a routine-looking play.
Well, this is why you don't give up on the play as a base runner. Watch the contact right here. Oswalt with the bare hand. He actually kicked it out with his heel after he was by him. Watch his foot, bare hand, kick it out.
Boy, Roy Oswalt might be lucky his bare hand didn't get spiked right here.
Well, they're taking inventory right now on the mound, so we'll see. But look at the back foot of Bernardina kicking that ball loose, or else he'd have been out.
Crazy play.
Well, speed kills, boy. He got that speed at the top of the lineup. How many weird plays have we seen when Roger Bernardina simply puts the baseball on the ground?
Roy Oswalt evidently okay. I think Bob Davidson took so long because he was looking for the ball, couldn't find it in Oswalt's glove, and then he spotted it with the help of the Nationals dugout. Do they turn Bernardino loose? He's 7 for 7 stealing this year. The Nationals are right at 75%. They're 45 out of 60 stealing bases. There he goes. Hacking all the way was Desmond. Ian Desmond is not your prototypical patient number 2 hitter.
No, when you get a guy that has a jump like that as a number 2 guy with 2 outs, it's not a bad thing to take a strike. I mean, it's right in front of you. You're a right-handed hitter. There's 2 schools of thought right there. Hit a gap and maybe a score. But when you have a true base stealer like Roger Bernardino with so much speed, you take a strike. Let him get to second base. Now you drive him in.
Desmond up the middle. A lot of topspin on that one. And Valdez will go to first, and the Nats are gone in the 4th. Bernardino 2-out hit. Washington has stranded 6 base runners already in a 2-1 game. President's race, and Teddy Roosevelt comes out with the Segway. The others on foot. Can they keep up? Teddy breaks the tape. History is made. Or not. Screech waves it off and DQs him.
I would love to be in one of those mascot suits today, partner. 96 degrees.
I wouldn't want to be the guy standing next to you.
Woof.
That's tough work. Alex Cora, we saw him take that shot earlier today from Ryan Howard at second base, so he will yield to Jerry Hairston Jr. at third base here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, a little bit of a flu bug going on yesterday, Cora did, so maybe that's affected him too with this heat today. He was in bad shape last night in the clubhouse, tried to chief it out today.
Yeah, the flu and a Mack truck running into you, not a good combination.
No.
Wilson Valdez flied to center first time, and John Lannan's ahead of him. 5th inning underway. Nationals 2, Phillies 1. Washington out hitting Philadelphia 5-3. John Lannan 7 ground ball outs in the first 4 innings. And the only run John's given up today, unearned. So there's something about John Lannan and this ballpark that go together very well. And the 0-2. Roy Oswalt is next, and then Placido Polanco for the Phillies, top 5. That'll be ball 1-2. Wilson Valdez, who's been with 11 organizations. Left side, Hairston to his left, simply dropped it, got there. That could be the second error of the day at third base for the Nats.
You know, how many times have we said it? You come into a game, ball's going to find you. Jerry Hairston just coming into third base. All of a sudden he gets a ground ball. Can't make the play. Phillies have their leadoff man on. He's going to his left. Ball squirts underneath his glove. Now I got Oswald up with the leadoff guy on here to try to move him up.
Each first baseman has made an error today. And for Jerry Hairston Jr., that's his 7th error of the year. As mentioned earlier, Roy Oswald, a good hitter and a good bunter. He has 102 career sacrifices.
His heart wasn't in that one, though. He just kind of dropped the bat as the ball passed. Squared around early. Look at the sacrifice bunt. The ball comes. He kind of just dropped the bat on home plate. Didn't make much of an effort.
Lannan throws a strike, and Oswald deadens it nicely. Michael Morse to Espinoza. Sacrifice is good. Miller Lite Party Nights, a great time at the ballpark. Expected every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tickets start at $20. First drink on the house. Happy hour, so get here early. $5 beers, entertainment, nationals.com/party. Some restrictions do apply. The next one will be Thursday, the 16th, 7:05 against St. Louis. And then Friday, Baltimore, a night game. Saturday, a day game. Top of the order now. Tying runs at second base, 1 out. Placido Polanco has driven in 29 runs this year. 1 for 2 today, 5 for 10 this series. Lannan walked toward the runner. Now he walks toward his catcher.
Yeah, he saw something he didn't like from Wilson Valdez at second base. I don't know what he saw, but this might be a case where they're just going to change the signs up a little bit. Maybe tell Wilson Ramos to set up late.
John Lannan misses low, 2-0. Important inning for him because of the hitters coming up, but also the hitters coming up for the Nats in the bottom of this frame. If John can get a shutdown inning here, he's in good position for the rest of the ballgame. 2-0 though to a tough hitter, and Polanco takes it inside, ball 3. Because they do not have Jimmy Rollins in the lineup today. John Mayberry is next in the number 2 spot, but then Utley and Howard. That's a 4-pitch walk. 2 on, 1 out.
That was one of those unintentional intentionals to set up the double play. I don't think John Lannan wanted anything to do with Placido Polanco.
That's fine.
You got the 4-6-3 double play out of Mayberry his first time up. Hit him his second time up.
Mayberry's hit into a double play today, as FP mentioned. That was back in the first after Polanco led off the game with a hit. That's fair. Hairston can go to the bag. No chance to make a throw to first. That'll be 5 unassisted. And Jerry comes up hurt. Charlie Manuel's going to argue with Brian Knight. They're going to argue that Valdez actually beat Hairston to the bag.
What a nice play by Jerry Hairston. Backhand play going down the line. Had the wherewithal to beat the runner to the bag. It was bang bang at third. I'm not sure whether he twisted his knee or took a cleat. We got to look at the replay. He's been holding his knee, so look at the swing from Mayberry. Nice play by Hairston, stabbing the backhand. Got a good runner at second base with a big lead. I don't know if he landed funny on his knee or what, but it looks like Charlie Manuel might have himself a beef and have a good case right here.
Well, they hit opposite sides of the bag, and Brian Knight, the umpire, gave the call to the Nats.
Well, this will show it for sure.
He was right. That runner's out.
That is a great view.
Hairston stays, and Jerry was thinking possible double play. No chance at all for a throw after he took a tumble. And now it'll be 2-on-2 out for Chase Utley.
Well, partner, we needed 3 replays in the Expo. Brian Knight saw it full speed and got it right.
Junior member of this umpiring crew, Brian Knight, had the plate last night, a third-year guy. Outstanding call.
An outstanding play by Jerry Hairston. Saved a run and got an out on top of it.
Now the matchup of the game to this point. Lannan and his tormentor, Chase Utley. 0 for 2 today, but 11 for 27 career with 2 homers, 6 RBIs. He goes up hacking. Hits the ball well to right. Jason Worth is there. And out beyond the scoreboard, somebody's saying that's a homer in Philadelphia. Not here.
Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow afternoon. His scouts have been crisscrossing the country trying to get ready for the draft, and you don't want to miss this show. It's hosted by Tom Davis along with Dave Johnson, Mal Antonin, and Phil Wood. And here's a sneak peek of my conversation with Mike Rizzo on the preparation of the scouts.
We have 1,600 reports to go over this year. We look the productivity they're going to have, the potential they're going to have, the medicals, the makeup, the personal interviews that we have on 1,600 players. So they're up in the room right now, grinding through it, and by June 6th, we'll be prepared when the bell rings.
And of course, the Nationals have picks number 6, 23, and 34 in the first round. And Roy Clark, along with Chris Klein, have been instrumental in helping the Nats prepare. Bob?
Thank you, Debbie. And while Debbie was giving her report, and there's our friend Javier Castro. Javier is the Nats employee who takes care of the umpire's dressing room in the red outfit right there. And Jerry Davis had to go back into the shade. We saw a couple of the other umpires running into the Nationals dugout apparently coming to his aid, and then seconds later he stepped back out and evidently is doing okay. But Javier is the guy on the field who is really assigned to taking care of the umps.
And Lee Kuntz, Nationals trainer, out there to see if he's okay.
Jerry Davis, a big man, been in this game for 23 years at the major league level. And we have seen on days like this in years past, a lot of home plate umpires either have to relinquish their duties or take some breaks from time to time because they don't get any half innings in the shade. That's a great baseball man right there, Jerry Lane. Jerry Lane around since '89. He's worked 2 All-Star games, 6 Division Series, 4 LCS, and the '05 World Series. And we hear the announcement now that Alex Cora left the game with stomach issues. FP talking about a little bit of the flu. Jason Worth will sky one to center on the second pitch of the bottom of the 5th. Caught by Mayberry for the first out. Next up, slugger Lance Nix. But in case you folks didn't know, the umpires have a clubhouse man, just like the home team does. They have several. The visiting team does. And Javier does a great job of taking care of the umpires. He will be in contact with us before the first game of a series, so that we know the rotation of the umpires. And we very much appreciate the great work he does for the umps and for the Nats. Two 2-0 to Lance Nix, 1 for 2 with a home run. Fastball painting away on the corner by Roy Oswalt, who had thrown 66 pitches in the first 4 innings. John Lennon's at 75 through 5.
Let's check out the home run from Lance Nix. Just a changeup on the outer half. All of a sudden, this time he's getting all fastballs. Took the changeup away. A changeup down and away, and he pulls to right center field.
9th homer of the year. Playing in less than half the games he played with in Cincinnati last year when he hit 4.
And he likes hitting at home. See those numbers?
It's a fair ballpark.
It plays fair when it's warm. I know that. Early in the season it was chilly here and there was damp rain and very cold. The ball was going nowhere. Now all of a sudden it's heating up. It's playing fair.
By the way, Nix as recently as 09 hit 15 homers for the Reds in 116 games. Off speed outside, 3-2. And he goes with some heat up and away to strike him out. That's Roy Oswalt's 3rd strikeout of the game. For every Nats walk this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. 168 of them, $8,400 so far. Wow, that's awesome. They encourage each of us to take that first step toward a healthier and more active lifestyle. Michael Morse 0 for 1 with a walk, a 9-game hitting streak on the line here.
I think walks off guys like Halladay and Cliff Lee should count double. Guys that don't walk anybody, you go up there and work a walk. 3 walks off Cliff Lee yesterday. Those should be doubled.
We talked about how hard it is to walk Ian Desmond, and now there is a 10-game hitting streak for Michael Morse. He's only walked 6 times all year, and now he has a double with 2 outs here in the 5th. Pulled it right between Polanco and the bag.
The swing from Morse. A line drive down the left field line. The streak continues, and he says he hits his helmet to keep it on. He just hit his helmet while he's standing on second base. That's a way of him high-fiving himself. It has to be.
That's fine.
That's good. Whatever it takes, keep doing it.
14 extra base hits now for Michael. 7 doubles, 7 home runs. And a chance for Danny Espinosa to give John Lannan and the Nats just a little bit of breathing room here. It's been a 2-1 ball game since the bottom of the third. Espinosa, though, gets jammed and pops it up right center. Cruising for it, Francisco. This game into the 6th inning. 2-1 Washington. The Nationals baseball broadcast on MASN, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Hot day. How hot do you think it is up on the tip of the Washington Monument? We go top 6. Nats 2, Phillies 1. Home plate umpire Jerry Davis still dealing with the heat out there. On a day like this, can a close ball game almost become a battle of wills between the two teams?
It's going to be who does the little things right. When you go back to the first inning, a leadoff single by Roger Bernardina, Ian Desmond getting him over to second base. In the first inning, Jason Worth with a big hit in a one-run baseball game. It's the teams that do the little things that are going to win these baseball games. Got to play clean defense. Got to do little things on offense to win a one-run game.
John Lannan struggling at times, but here you are here at home after 5 innings. Another really good start and getting nearly double figure in ground ball outs already.
Yeah, ball on the ground, good sign for John Lannan. Weathered the storm. How many times have we talked about that this homestand? Levon Hernandez weathered the storm. Jason Marquis weathering the storm. John Lannan doing a good job of pitching around a little adversity today. Not easy in heat like this for the pitcher. That's the one guy that's working the hardest all day long.
Debbie Taylor working hard for us down near that dugout as well, Debbie, and beating the heat, a big-time theme for this one.
It really is, and I'll tell you what, Lee Kuntz, the Nationals trainer, tried to do a little bit of a preventative strike by sending all of the guys home with Gatorade. He's been telling them to stay hydrated. Wilson Ramos, the starting catcher today, he told me that he often gets cramps, and he said that it's really important to drink as much as you can, stay hydrated. I've been told that the heat index at field level is 108 degrees. Bob?
Wow.
Is there any orange wedges and Capri Suns in the dugout?
91 degrees at game time, and now 1 hour and about 39 minutes later, it is even warmer out there. Here's Ryan Howard. He's 2 for 2. Double and single. And the last time he singled, it was right about to here. Espinosa threw a runner out at home. This one's a piece of cake. 4-3 from right field. We'll give John Lannan a ground ball out for that.
Oh, we got to look at Hunter Wendelstedt on this ball. He almost got hit by the ball, and then Danny Espinosa almost hit him with the throw. He does a little hurdle on the baseball. Now watch this. Espinosa throws it, and he had to duck the throw. So the umpires are having a very eventful day. Watch, he jumps over it. He hasn't seen a shift like this either. Then he had to duck the throw.
Nice.
Oh, my goodness, I've never seen that before. And he's out there telling Ian Desmond, if you guys are just standing where you're supposed to, I wouldn't have to do that.
Somewhere in the ballpark, somebody's saying, hit an umpire, take home a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I'm starting to change my opinion about the shift. It's eventful. Ryan Howard last time up. Danny Espinosa throwing out Mayberry at home plate. That time, almost got the umpire.
Well, Jim Riggleman doesn't take these things lightly. You know, the Nats don't do a lot of shifting around. Nobody does as much as Milwaukee, although we noticed last week at Miller Park they have tempered that somewhat, and they're playing things more straight up than that crazy stuff they were doing in April. But the Nats, there are certain hitters. You know, I mentioned Manny Acta. When he was managing the Nats, they played a shift on Chase Utley. Jim Riggleman really only does it against Ryan Howard. And then Lannan follows with another walk to Francisco. John has walked the Phillies 3 times today and hit a batter.
He walked Francisco twice.
So John has had 1-2-3 inning. That was Francisco, Ibanez, and Ruiz on grounders to the shortstop back in the 4th inning, but that's been the only time the Phils have gone in order. He did have a 3-batter inning in the first thanks to the double play. Debbie, what else regarding the Heat?
Well, Bob, Major League Baseball sends these ice packs to every team. They keep them frozen, and the umpires wear them protective covering. So they're doing everything to try to prevent the heat from becoming an issue. But these are definitely helpful. Javi Castro from the Nationals clubhouse freezes them. He brings them out. They can change and keep the frozen ones on during the game. Bob?
Right now, one of the bat boys standing next to Jerry Lane, making sure he gets the water he needs.
I have one of those on right now, Bob.
I thought you looked a little bulked up today.
It's hot up here.
Hey, we've got it good up here. I can see Phoenix from here.
I mean, what do they think of next? That's a great invention. You saw the little home plate in the middle with ice cubes all the way around it.
Well, you know, when the Houston Astrodome opened back in '64, the grounds crew wore spacesuits. So maybe the umpire someday could wear some flexible spacesuits with instant cooling. Here's Ibanez, who's 0 for 2.
I was just thinking that.
Raul has struck out looking and bounced out to short. John Lennon, 10 ground ball outs today. He'd love one right at an infielder here. Ben Francisco doesn't run much, 3 out of 6. Doug Slayton, the lefty, and Todd Coffey, the right-hander. Coffey with the preferred bullpen position in the shade.
You think that goes by who has the most big league time down the bullpen?
I would think so.
Guy with the most time gets a shade.
Move over, Junior. Michael Stutz for the Phils. We will see bullpen work, and plenty of it today. Carlos Ruiz is next. Phillies box score. It'll show only 3 hits. Polanco, and then 2 by Ryan Howard. But there have been other base runners. Francisco walked twice. Mayberry hit by a pitch. The E5s on balls hit by Ruiz and Valdez. But John Lannan's continued to get ground balls when needed here. That's a line drive, base hit. It's amazing how Ibanez, so far off the plate, can pull the ball effectively more often than not. So the Phillies have the tying run at second base, lead run aboard, and then Carlos Ruiz stepping in. Jim Riggleman is going out to get John Lannan, who has pitched 5 1/3. He's hurt himself with the walks. A lot of extra pitches because of those. But John waged a pretty solid battle today while striking out one hitter. Of all the men he faced, 24 of them. Hot coffee, and off he goes. Checking in with one of his better times of the year, by the way, on coffee time to the mound.
I'm saying if there's ever a day he doesn't do it, today would be the day.
He'd get a pass if he did.
Yeah, just walk in today.
At Arizona tomorrow, Jordan Zimmerman, Zach Duke, Yuneski Maya, Josh Colmenter on Friday. Lee Vaughn and Joe Saunders Saturday. Marquis, Ian Kennedy Sunday. Then it's on to 3 at the home of the world champions. And then 3 in San Diego on the upcoming road trip. Nationals will fly to Phoenix tonight after this one. Todd Coffey has been outstanding. 20 appearances, 21 innings, only 12 hits, 21 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents hitting only $1.62 against him, and the ERA not much higher than that.
Big pot, fastball, slider, split. First pitch frisbee.
Game trip coming up, 4, 3, and 4 in those 3 cities. And then some St. Louis and interleague play after that. 0-1 from Coffey to Ruiz. Pop up. Right center. Bernardina makes the call, and now Worth calls him off. He's got a better angle for the throw in. And then tagging and going to third is Francisco. 2 outs.
And they're talking about it right now, the communication on that baseball. Usually the center fielder is the captain out there. If he calls it, it's his baseball. But Jason Worth took that ball, had a good beat on it. We saw a ball earlier in the game where Jason Worth ran to the gap, had a good beat on it. So maybe you're right, partner. He thought he had a better angle to throw back to second base because neither one of them had a shot at third.
Jimmy Rollins will pinch hit now for Wilson Valdez, his counterpart at short. Jimmy Rollins started the first 2 games of this series and went 0 for 9.
I've seen Jimmy Rollins in this situation, runner on first base. He'd love to try to roll over in that 4 hole. And especially with Todd Coffey's slider coming into him.
Yeah. Are you surprised Espinosa's not playing more to pull?
Yeah, a little bit.
Target away. Maybe that's why the Nats want to pitch him away, and they get a strike with it. Rollins left-handed, 272. Right-handed, 230. So much better from this side of the plate.
And Michael Morse is playing behind Ruiz.
Target's in now. Better get it in there, and Todd got it way in.
I'm sorry, Ibanez at first base. Morse is playing behind him, trying to get some range after the pitch. So maybe that's why they're not playing Jimmy Rollins to pull, but there is a huge hole in the right side of the infield.
He tries to go side door with the breaking ball, but it stays outside. Top of the 6th. Nationals lead the Phillies 2-1. Target away. Missing outside. Now they do have Roy Oswalt on deck. The Phillies bullpen is ready. If they decided to take him out, they do have Dominic Brown and Ross Glode available to hit. 3-1 pitch. Bases loaded. And I think you could tell by that pitch selection the Nats didn't want a whole lot to do with Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, but you don't want to move the winning run to second base for free.
Roy Oswalt is done for the day. Dominic Brown is on a 6-game hitting streak. He had a homer and a double yesterday, RBI single on Monday afternoon. He was one of the primary reasons the Phillies did not hold on to JAYSON WERTH. They claimed they couldn't afford to. But they love this up-and-coming young man, and it looks like Slayton will be the man that faces him. So Todd Coffey will get the Nats one out. The fly ball to Ruiz. He'll walk Rollins, and it'll be lefty-lefty. Slayton and Brown in a moment on a hot day. Broadcast on MASN, brought to you by your local Ford dealers. A lot of choices in the team store to keep that sun off your face on a day like this. Left-hander Doug Slayton will face left-handed batting Dominic Brown in a moment in a 2-1 ball game. Take the Nats with you wherever you go this year with MLB.tv. Visit Nationals.com. Get more details. You can order every game live or on demand on your computer or your favorite device. Doug Slayton and Lance Nix looking for a little shady corner out there near the bullpen. Anywhere you can find one during a pitching change. Doug Slayton effective against lefties as far as the batting average goes. But lately A lot of his inherited base runners have come around to score.
Half, 12 of 24.
Breaking ball outside. Dominic Brown as a pinch hitter, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Overall, he's 11 for 33 in 10 games with a homer, 5 RBIs. Now Cole Kimball is up after finishing off last night's game. Little flare left center. Glance Nix! Unbelievable! He's got it! A headlong dive in the gap to save 1 run, maybe 2, maybe 3. And the Nats hold on to a 2-1 lead here in the 6th inning.
From Lance Nix one more time. Unbelievable. We saw him in the shade trying to regroup a little bit. Look at the jump he gets right here. And folks, that's Superman selling out. Saving at least 2 runs. If that gets by him, everybody scores. So with the game on the line, Lance Nix comes through. He drives in a run with a home run. And he saves 3 with a dive and play. It doesn't get much better than that. Look at that. Just selling out for his ball club. Making a great play. Unbelievable, partner. I put 4 stars next to it in my scorecard.
And that's the Dodge Ram Exmo. Ram trucks designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks Dodge has ever built. Ram. So he emerges from the shadow that he found just for a little respite out there by the Phillies bullpen and makes the best play he's made as a National.
Clark Kent in the shadow and Superman on the play.
I didn't know there was a telephone booth out there. Michael Stutz takes over for the Phillies, and Wilson Ramos leads off bottom 6. On a day like today, you don't lead off after that play. You get to go sit in the shade. Jimmy Rollins stays in to play shortstop for the Phils.
That's a game changer, though. When you talk about the game on the line, 2 outs, everybody's running on contact. He doesn't make that play. Even if it squirts away, it could be 3 runs. We're talking about a 2-1 game versus, maybe a 4-2 deficit.
Now the Nats have their bullpen set up. Jim Riggleman had Kimball up. He was going to mix and match throughout that 6th inning any way he could to get to the 7th with the lead. Now he will. 1-2. Michael Stutz, 2/3 of an inning last night with a hit and a strikeout. Came in the 6th inning. Gave up a hit, actually, to Jason Marquis. He's got Ramos way out ahead there. And Wilson Ramos is gone. He's 1 for 3 today. One thing the Nationals have done in this series, they've cut down their strikeouts. In the 5-4 loss Monday, they struck out 7 times. Yesterday, in a 10-2 win, 7 times. Today, leading 2-1 6th inning, they have struck out 4 times. There were a lot of games this year where they had 7 or 8 by now already. So they've been making much better contact against a quality pitching staff of Philadelphia. Matt Stairs to hit next for Doug Slayton. Stutz, 24-year-old right-hander from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Went to Oregon State. He jams Jerry Hairston Jr. batting for the first time today. Alex Cora was in there for a walk 0 for 1 before Jerry came in. Alex not feeling well with stomach issues on this day. And the big blows, of course, the first inning RBI single, Jayson Werth. The third inning, 2-out solo homer by Lance Nix. Michael Morse a double. His hitting streak's now at 10 games. That's front door and almost struck out Jerry. He gets a front door breaking ball that time and pops it left field line, heading for the seats. Good to have the leather. Two balls, 2 strikes to Hairston. And Jerry will look at a breaking ball low and away. Matt Stairs waiting next. And Hairston will get a piece of this one. It'll be just short of the track, and Raul Ibanez takes it in. 2 outs, bases empty, and now Matt Stairs will be replaced in the on-deck circle by Jason Marquis. Evidently, Jim Riggleman wanted Stairs with somebody on base. He knows he might need him a little later, so Marquis will pinch hit here in the 6th inning. And for Jason Marquis, his first pinch hitting appearance of the year.
Well, swing looked good last night. I'm buying this move all the way. Scored up a couple of baseballs last night. Got himself 1 hit out of the deal. There's nobody more pumped in this ballpark right now than Jason Marquis. He's almost got a smile on his face.
This man does not get cheated. Had a base hit last night. Jason Marquis was 1 for 3. He's 8 for 26 on the year in out hitting, at least from a batting average standpoint. A lot of position players around this league. 1 and 2.
That's a good move in a 1-run baseball game. You want to keep everybody available on the bench that you can.
You never know when a guy like this might run into one. He'll pop it up out behind second. Utley out. Mayberry in. Center fielder the call. And that'll do it for the Nats. After 6, 2-1 in the rubber game against the Phils. Game now into the 7th inning as Tyler Clippard will take over. And you know, here at Masson, we have such an amazing array of ex-major leaguers we can call on. F.P. Santangelo has a commitment that he has to keep, and Ray Knight's here to go with us the rest of the way. Good to see you, buddy, and quite a ball game.
Great ball game. That defense is sparkling, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought the play that Danny Espinosa made out there on the ball that
Ryan
Howard hit was one of the greatest plays I've seen. And then Lance Nix comes in and makes a tremendous play in left field. But just day in and day out, this ball, he just never gave up on this ball. And Francisco keeps running and beats the throw. The throw beats him easily. And then just coming out of nowhere. I'm sitting up there about to come here to be on the air, and he makes this play just coming out of nowhere. I didn't think he was going to get there, and Lance Nix not only hitting him a long way today, but running a long way to make good, solid plays.
Yeah, saving 2 or 3 runs with that play, so the Nats still have the lead, and Tyler Clippard will make his 25th appearance. Facing the top of the Phillies order with Polanco, Mayberry, and Utley here in the top of the 7th. Placido Polanco 1 for 2 with a base hit and a walk. He's 5 out of 10 in this series, and he's been on base 7 times. We haven't figured out how to pitch this guy yet, Ray. What would you do if you were managing against him?
I'd pitch him away and play him to right field.
And hope he hits it hard enough to carry out.
Hope he hits it right at somebody.
Yeah. Well, this will help. A fly ball out to Bernardina. Rogers there. That's how the top of the 7th gets underway. Bullpen unscathed now. Each of them getting it out. Coffey, Slayton, and Clippard. And our game flow on a hot day brought to you by Corona, who invites you to find your beach and relax responsibly. John Mayberry Jr. 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. John Lannan, by the way, 85 pitches, 50 strikes in his 5 1/3 inning battle. Roy Oswalt, 79 over 54 in his 5 innings. So the starters are still the pitchers of record. But we're going to see lots of innings out of the bullpens today. Clippard goes changeup and misses 2-0 to Mayberry, who showed us his power here last night.
Good fastball hitter. He tends to just sit right on that fastball. If you can throw him off-speed pitches 4 strikes, he has a tendency to swing and miss. There's a fastball, 2-0, right down the pipe.
And Clippard, when he's throwing well, he'll go 92, 94. Chase Utley is next. Target, inner half. Good job of getting in on the hitter's hands right there.
You know, a lot of times you'll hear people talk about not throwing the fastball, not throwing the changeup early in the count to get ahead of hitters, but this is an example where he saw through 2 changeups early, and now he has it a little bit in the back of his mind, and as a result he took a fastball down the middle and late on a fastball inside.
Overpowers him with a heater. 94 by Clippard. Easy fly ball for Worth. 2 outs. We talked about this last night. The fact that the Nats were able to stretch out their lead, Ray, with that 3-run 7th inning enabled Jim Riggleman to get Tyler Clippard out of the game after 2 hitters, so he could be available today. And managers, of course, have to keep a very close eye on that, especially in this kind of weather.
Well, it is smoking down there, boy, and it doesn't take long to get really tired in a hurry, especially with your legs. And, I mean, there hasn't been much of relief. Plus the fact we've had so many day games, there hasn't been a lot of rest for this National Ball Club. You know, I don't know that I can remember a streak where over a 10-day period you played 7 day games.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's getting to the park early and not having a lot of time to rest up.
Chase Utley will foul one off, and the count's even 1-1. He has flight out to Jason Worth 3 times today.
John Lannan was able to handle Utley very well today. I saw in the notes that Utley hitting well over 400 against John, but
yeah, he was 11 for 25 coming in.
John very aggressive his last 2 outings, Bob.
He needs to take that on the road with him, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
Because John, he's a really good pitcher in this ballpark.
I just sense, not that he's ever not had the right makeup. He's always been very strong to me and tough. But I just sense him stepping up a level recently. Just a little different sense of confidence that I'm feeling from John Lannan. You know, you get those vibes sometime around people, and I feel like he's starting to really believe in himself again, like he did in the middle of his stretch 2 years ago when he was throwing so well and just seemed every game was a quality start.
2-2 to Utley now. And Clippard will overpower him and pop him up. Danny Espinoza takes charge. Great inning for Tyler Clippard. 7th inning stretch time at Nationals Park. 2-1 home team. A well-fed crowd today, by the way. Up the sun, Chase Field in downtown Phoenix. Jordan Zimmerman 2-6. In May, he had a 3.23 ERA. We know the W's are right around the corner for him. So he will take on the Diamondbacks and Zach Duke, who just made his first start of the season Saturday for the D-backs. 9 o'clock, Nats Extra tomorrow night. And by the way, Ray's going to make that trip with us and join us for 4 games in Phoenix. Here we go, bottom 7, top of the order for the Nats. Bernardina, Desmond, and Worth. Tune into the Nats Extra postgame show presented by WB Mason immediately following today's game. We'll recap the ball game, we'll give you the manager's thoughts live and reaction from the clubhouse as well. Ben Gessling will be joining Johnny Holiday with Ray up here in the booth to close this one out. Every team needs a closer. The Nats have Drew Storm, but we get Ray Knight today. WB Mason, great office supplies, and we are honored now and pleased to add them to our very good list of Masson national sponsors. Welcome aboard, WB Mason. Roger Bernardina to lead off, 2 for 3 today. In this series, Roger is 3 for 8. He has scored 2 runs. Shows bunt. That gets Polanco on the move. Strike 1. He didn't like the call. Thought it was high. Sheik Livan still with us. No telling what that towel's been soaked with. And that's low, 1-1. Ray, I know you had some days like this managing in Cincinnati, huh?
Oh, you put that ammonia water over there and it'd take your breath away, but you needed it, boy. You get down in those dugouts sometime and there's just no air at all, and 100 degrees on the AstroTurf especially.
which you did have at Synergy Field, the old Riverfront Stadium. And a 1-2 to Roger. He'll take that fastball up and away. Another inning of work for the right-hander, Michael Stutz, with Ian Desmond on deck and Jason Worth to follow here in the 7th. He's going to ring him up on a side door breaking ball. Bernardina gave up on it, and Jerry Lane, on a day like this, late innings, if it's close, be hacking. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Here's Desmond, 0 for 2 with a sacrifice.
Here's the next guy we need to get going. Desi last year had that streak from about mid-May until, it had to be early September, where he was just hitting the ball hard about 3 out of every 4 at bats. Got his batting average up there at around 270, 280. And he just hasn't gotten that streak yet. He hasn't hit that streak where he's hit the ball hard consistently over a long period of time.
You're right, Ray. We've seen flashes of it. Desmond ended up at 269 last year, 10 homers, 65 RBIs, his first full major league season. Had a big series against the Phillies up there in mid-August, 3 for 5 and 4 for 5 back-to-back nights. Part of that time you were talking about. 3-1 now. And he will take a fastball on the inside corner. This Stutz kid has a good arm, 94. Jose Contreras was their closer till Ryan Madsen took over. J.C. Romero, always an effective setup guy for the Phils. And a 3-2 to Desmond. Breaking ball, he stayed with it.
Now he stayed on that ball well.
Are you starting to see, Ray, are you starting to see a little more selectivity from him? He's just about doubled his walks in the last couple of weeks. He was swinging at everything there for a while.
There's no question. There's no question. He took that 3-1 pitch that was a hittable pitch.
Top spin grounder out to Jimmy Rollins, 2 outs.
And as his confidence builds over the course of the season, it ebbs and flows. Confidence ebbs and flows in this game. But as his confidence builds, he'll start to, as you hear all the time, slow down the game. That is just not feel like he's got to hit the ball, overpower the ball, not try to muscle the ball. Short, quick, quiet, see the ball first, then react, and that allows him to put the bat squarely on the baseball. And he's beginning to do that. I definitely see more of a calmness in his approach, Bob.
Okay. Here's Jason Worth. Jason 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That was back in the first inning. First 3 hitters did things perfectly. Bernardina the base hit. Desmond sacrificed him. And then Worth drove one through the shortstop hole. And then 2 innings later, Lance Nix would hit one out of here. Worth will pop it up to center. Easy inning now for Stutz. He gets 6 in a row. This one is it to the 8th inning. Ryan Howard leads off. Don't go anywhere. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's our cool cat downstairs, Debbie, with our sideline report. You doing okay?
I'm doing okay. And I'll tell you what, Danny Espinosa, he has been red hot all week during this series. He's been fantastic. He's had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs in this series, and he's dazzling on defense. And he helped out John Lannan in the 3rd inning, throwing out a runner at the plate. Danny Espinosa weighs in on the Nats D.
Anytime your starters can keep you at a good tempo, keep the game going, keep ground balls rolling, you stay on your toes. And you know, if the game slows down, you know it's really easy to get on your heels, not be ready for balls. But our pitchers have done such a good job this year keeping the games going that it's been easy to play D behind them.
Danny said, too, that everyone is really working hard on their defense. They really want to get better. And as you can see, Bob and Ray, that hard work is certainly paying off.
Thank you, Debbie. And just a few feet away from Debbie, Jerry Lane comes back out onto the field. He's taking some respites in the shade whenever he can. As mentioned, this is one of the best umpires in the business. All-Star Games, Division Series, LCS, 05 World Series. Earning and then some his pay today. Another inning here for Tyler Clippard, who faces Ryan Howard. The big fella, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Pulled the ball to Espinosa in right field last time, and Danny threw him out at first. And as it turns out right now, the play of the day is Lance Nix, but the 1A play of the day is Espinosa on that ball by Howard back in the 3rd inning, flowing out and throwing out Mayberry at the plate. Burnett and Storen working. That's a front door changeup to a left-handed batter for a strike.
Bob, for most of our tenure here, we've always thought that as we came to the booth or we worked, we talked, we just hope that they catch the ball today. Now you're starting to see this ball club steal a run or two away from the opposition seemingly every night.
Right. Yeah, they're beyond fundamentally sound now. Lance Nix.
He came from nowhere on that ball. I was about to walk down here from up on the well, actually down below on the 6th floor, and I was in that little booth by myself, and I had an angle, and I couldn't see him, and all of a sudden there he was. He covered that ball quickly that last 10, 15 feet.
Ryan Howard hits one a mile high. Bernardina a ways to go for it, and Tyler Clippard has thrown 4 consecutive fly balls here. If you'd like exclusive Nats coverage and news sent right to your mobile phone, text Nationals to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. Well, now you're doing that countdown on the outs. Long way to go in this one against a really good Philadelphia offense. But the Nats have held them to 1 single since the 3rd inning. Here's Francisco, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Hot shot. Desmond, the backhand, comes up firing. 2 down.
And too, Bob, you get to that point in your mind where you believe that you're going to close games out, you're going to win games. Now it's turned around day in and day out. You say, well, it'll turn around tomorrow. Well, maybe we'll get them tomorrow. Let's just hang in there till tomorrow. And then finally, you get to tomorrow and you win a big ball game and no pressure on you. You come to another game against a team that is probably the best team in this league, and you got a chance to shut them down, and you just believe it. And then all of a sudden you go on a nice 10 or 12 game run where you win 80% of your games, and you're right back in the thick of things.
Raul Ibanez, 1 for 3 today with a base hit last time. As mentioned, the only Phillies hit since the early innings. Clippard goes change up again and misses 2-0.
With 2 outs, Michael Morse slid just a couple steps over toward the line to protect the ball down the line. Ibanez does not run that well, but he's covering that line to keep no doubles from that corner.
He will foul one right down below us. That may be the first foul ball I've ever seen here that almost reached our eye level before falling out of sight.
I actually flinched because I was looking to the monitor. I'm never flinched up here.
Well, for insects, we do when the lights are on. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There we are. We got our shade out today. This is our big shade right here, if you can see it. Our stage manager, Joe Delpo, doubles as an air traffic controller. A little extra cash on the side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Ibanez fouls one straight back. By the way, before this game slips away and we leave town, I just want to salute our mass and crew. I know, Ray, you and Johnny, with your folks out there on the set, all the hard work in these extreme weather conditions our camera guys, everybody on our crew has done throughout this ballpark on this very difficult homestand. We salute you, and you guys deserve a cold one tonight. 3-2 now. As far as the truck crew goes, we'll send them some hot tea. They got some serious AC going on. There they are. Every pitch, guys. All right, Eddie. Thumbs up. Ibanez reaching again on 3-2. Now all the camera guys are deciding which camera guys to shoot. I love it. We got them totally confused. But they do wonderful work for us each and every pitch, every game. Clippard having a battle here with Ibanez. And Clippard will pop up another batter. Michael Morse using his glove for shade. And the Phillies are done in the 8th. It'll be Nix. It'll be Morse. It'll be Espinoza. Hopefully, it'll be a couple of extra runs. And still in line for the win. Keep your fingers crossed, because John deserves some good things to go his way. Jason Worth supported him with a base hit in the first. Lance Nix the homer in the third. And that will be our Ford drive of the game, Ray.
He goes down and gets this ball outside part of the plate. Oswalt does not believe it as he lengthens that bat and somehow covers the outside part of the dish, hitting it up there in the third row and putting the ball club ahead. Then with the bases loaded, quite a great play. Maybe only second to Bernardinez because of the magnitude of the situation. Bases loaded, rocket to left field by Brown. Just tracking that thing down, and that would have been a 2 or 3 run inning there. Ball game. Lance Nix, have a day.
He will lead off here, bottom 8, with Morse and Espinoza to follow. And the Nats will face 25-year-old lefty Antonio Bastardo, 25 games for the Phillies last year. And now he's about to appear in his 22nd this year with a 1.40 ERA. 19 innings, 26 strikeouts, only 10 hits. And the league hitting just a .152 against him. Lance Nix 2 for 7 in this series, and both hits are solo home runs. His swing leading actually 2 outs in the third. The difference in this game as he leads off here in the 8th. Fastball up.
He has moved right on top of the plate to compensate for Bastardo's slider, which he throws about 2 out of every 3 pitches. Look at him when he is right on that dish, boy.
Daring you to throw it by him. By the way, 2 years ago I mentioned he hit 15 homers for the Reds in 116 games. He was on the DL late August to mid-September with a bulging disc in his back. He's been on the DL in his career 5 times. Injuries have kept him from being a much more celebrated player than he is. Everybody has always been able to see, Ray, the strength this guy has. He's always been high on potential, but not always healthy.
And he doesn't. He only has that 1 gear, full throttle. That's why he gets hurt. That play out there in left field, we've seen him dive several times. He goes into second base hard. He's just an all or nothing kind of player. Not all or nothing in that he doesn't produce, but he's going to give you everything he has all the time. Football mentality.
Yeah, high school quarterback in Midland, Texas. Two balls and 2 strikes. First batter, bottom 8. Nick's out ahead of that one as Bastardo pulled the string on him, threw him a mid-80s changeup. The Potomac Nationals are defending their Carolina League Championship. Make the short drive down south on 95 from D.C. Check out some of the prospects at High A. PotomacNationals.com or 703-590-2311. Here's Michael Morse, 1 for 2, extending his hitting streak with a double inside the third base bag last time up, back in the 5th. Ray, we haven't had a chance to talk to you about Michael. What are you seeing from him now that's made him so successful?
Struggled early after a lot of success last year. Maybe just doubted whether or not he was going to be able to be an everyday player because the focus was on him and a lot of people coming out of spring training. Had the big spring training, and you get off to a bad start, you immediately put pressure on yourself. Cold weather, but you can just see it in his eyes. He knows he can hit. He'll tell you he can hit. He is able to now get the ball out of there. That pitch inside ate him up because he would swing at it and couldn't do anything with it. Now he may get jammed or break a bat, but he gets base hits with it. You just can't go in there randomly and expect to get him out. Made some serious adjustments and doing a heck of a job.
He'll hack it up in the air. Over toward the left side for Polanco. And that's 2 outs here in the 8th. Next up, Danny Espinosa. Who are some of the better rookie second basemen you've seen come into the game, and can you compare any of them to what this guy's doing?
Well, when I was with Cincinnati, Ron Oster came into the league. Defensively, just as good as you could be, not anywhere near the offensive kind of bat. Bill Doran came into the league when I was with Houston, just young kids. I'm talking 22, 23 years old, and neither one of those guys have the ability this kid has. Both of those men ran well. Doran ran a little bit better. Both of them were great defensively. They had good throwing arms, but this man has unlimited offensive potential, and over time he is going to just continue to develop into one of the best second basemen in all of baseball and rival some of the greatest second basemen that have come through the pike. Simply, he doesn't get down. I mean, he's hitting 220 or whatever he is, but he goes up there and every at bat is a battle for him. It doesn't matter to him if he's 0 for 4. He somehow can get through that and put a quality at bat when runners in scoring position. And he's just, amazed me with his defensive play over and over and over, day in and day out.
0-2, and he'll back away from that fastball inside. Danny today 0 for 2 hit by a pitch. He's had a good series. 4 for 10, 3 homers, 5 RBIs.
Tommy Herr, you were there in St. Louis. He came up and instantly was a base hit machine, but not with the pop this kid has.
Exactly. I think that's what really separates him at this stage. 6 homers last year in September in 28 games. And now he's into double figures. I mean, you know, you hate to project out because it may or may not work out, but 10 homers at the end of May. You do the math. Espinosa hacks one back, 2-2.
And I guess the best during that time was Ryan Sandberg, no question, that came in about the same time that I did. And I got
Wasn't
to see
he
him
like
grow.
Espinosa? Didn't he start out as a shortstop?
He started out as a shortstop. You know, swung and missed a lot as a young player. But, you know, you only have to look back to Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt hit 198 his first year in the big leagues and struck out 157 times. He became a pretty good player.
2-2. Espinosa hanging tough. Well, in his defense, I mean, he looks like he's been in the league 5 years the way he plays defense.
Yeah, that play that he made in that third inning to stop that runner from scoring, you don't make that play unless you've already thought that play out. He's playing shallow right field. He doesn't give up on the ball. He continues through towards center field, stops, plants, gets himself on the right, his strong side, and guns a P to the plate.
Now he's worked the count full, 3-2. This is turning into a very good AB. By the way, in the top of the ninth, the Phillies are down to their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Ruiz, Rollins, and then probably Ross Glode. And Drew Storen has been ready for a while. Sean Burnett has taken a seat. It'll be Storen's 9th inning. Oh, what an at-bat.
That is something. That's what you're talking about, maturity right there. He'd have chased that ball early in the season, but he doesn't have to now. He's seeing the ball so well. He's giving himself a split second longer, sees the break on the breaking ball, and he's able to just freeze that swing, take a walk.
Now he's given his team another right-handed matchup against a lefty. Charlie Manuel not making a move here as Wilson Ramos steps in. And this kid, you just get the feeling he's about to explode at any time. We're seeing signs of life. He's 3 for 7 in this series, had an opposite field double earlier today. It's about ready for him to step into one. He's hit 3 homers, driven in 11.
Does a lot of things right, Bob. He has that nice, natural inside-out approach where he doesn't have to pull the ball. He knows he's quick enough to get the bat through the hitting zone by staying inside the baseball.
Serious busted bat there. Rollins to first. Well, that was Ray Knight on hitting. It'll be Drew Storen on pitching here in a moment. Top of the ninth coming up. +90 degree afternoon here at Nationals Park. Great crowd, 24,495, watching a fantastic pitching matchup. Now it's up to Drew Storen to get some outs with Rick Ankiel behind him in center field, and that moves Roger Bernardino over to left. Lance Nix out of the game. And Keel will be batting 9th, and the pitcher will be batting 4th, Drew Storen. Eager to atone for a blown save in the San Diego series. He's only given up runs in his last 3 appearances, going back to a mop-up appearance in Milwaukee. And that was after a string of 18 in a row scoreless with 21 innings. Ray, anything you can see that he needs to get back that he did not have in those 3 appearances?
No, Bob. Just one of those little streaks, I think. The adrenaline factor in Milwaukee, needed to throw, hadn't thrown for 4 days. Went out there and probably threw more pitches than he needed to throw just because of not having the concentration. But this kid is for real. He's just has too good a stuff and too strong mentally. And to be doing what he's doing at this young, tender age, it normally takes 3 or 4 years to get to a point where you just believe that you are the best. And, you know, he has a lot of that in him. He thinks that he can get anybody out, and he's done it for the most part.
First man up, Carlos Ruiz, Phillies clutch hitter extraordinaire. Jimmy Rollins is next, and then they'll pinch hit for the pitcher. And Ruiz will hit one out to center where Rick Ankiel is. Let's have a look at Drew Storen on the Jeep Exmo, brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass.
He has such a simple delivery. He's pretty much straight up. It's not a drop and drive. He gets the ball out of his glove early. He extends that front side and he stays back on the ball, then right over the top. Great release point there as he has his hand above the baseball. He doesn't drop down at all.
Jimmy Rollins with a bunt. Espinosa can't make the connection. Great bunt, bunting it hard, so the pitcher had no chance, and then it's do or die for Espinosa with the bare hand. Tying runs on base.
One of the toughest plays for a second baseman to make, simply because you're coming full tilt and you are at the mercy of whatever that ball does. You're going to have to barehand it. Rollins can fly. The ball ends up bouncing up, and he did bunt that ball very hard. The only thing that you can do to defend that is have in the back of your mind that, hey, this guy can fly. He didn't start the ball game. He's looking for a chance to get on base, and you cheat a couple of steps trying to take the bunt away from him, but then he hits the ball so hard to the strong side that he can hit the ball right by you.
Jimmy Rollins, if he decides to run 12 out of 13 this year. But they've got Polanco on deck, and if you're Jimmy Rollins, you better make sure you're making it if you try to steal second. One-0 pitch. Storen misses outside.
Trying to run that fastball away to get Utley to pull the ground ball to the second baseman, not Utley, Valdez. Who's hitting right now? Glode?
That's Ross Glode, the pinch hitter.
To roll that ball over. Glode generally pulls the ball when he's ahead in the count, hits the ball right over shortstop when he's behind the count.
Hit pretty well to left, but Roger Bernardina's right there for the second out. And it'll boil down to a young closer against one of the best veteran contact hitters in the game.
It's a great matchup. You've got it, partner. A man that throws strikes, has made a living at him throwing strikes since he was about 12 years old, and a kid that doesn't miss very many balls, does not swing through very many pitches. As good a contact hitter as there is in this league.
2-1 Nationals, 2 outs, top of the ninth, Polanco. 1 for 3 with a walk today. Fastball, yes, strike one. WB Mason brings you Nats Extra coming up when this one's over. It's a breaking ball. He drops in the slider.
Coming back with the slider.
He wants to bury it at worst, and that's what he does. Runner goes. Swing and a ground ball. Foul outside third. Jimmy Rollins had a great jump. Right now, Storen concerned with Polanco, who is very difficult to strike out. This year, Polanco has struck out 16 times in 215 at-bats.
Slider again. Shook off the fastballs in and out.
Polanco serves it right field line, slicing foul. Ugh. He is so good at going the other way with 2 strikes. If you don't bury that slider, Ray, you're playing right into his game.
I agree with you, Bob. I think it gives him an extra shot, although Drew has a devastating slider. See, he has no movement forward. He does not do anything but use his hands here to square up. You can't be any quieter than that. No stride, does not lose any momentum. His head doesn't move at all, therefore his eyes are not bobbing. The best chance you can have for a hitter like this is bust him inside hard with a fastball running up somewhere underneath his hands. If he hits it, it's going to be a gork over the infield. It's not going to be a ball that's driven out there that you can score Rollins from first base. Got to drive the ball hard inside if it's me here. And that didn't mean he's going to miss it, but he's not going to hit that ball hard. He's too much on that slider to be able to get the bat barrel out in front on that fastball. As long as it pinches him.
Target is low and away. Storen goes with a fastball. Game over.
Or thread the needle.
And Polanco can't believe it. The Nationals win the series from the Phillies on a fastball that runs and paints the outside corner. 2-1 Nats. What a ball game. John Lannan gets a much-deserved win. Drew Storen, one of the best fastballs he's ever thrown. And he gets his 10th save as a National.